Good morning. Today I am shopping on Shein, so I decided to have a face beat just to get this cart emptied. So I'm speaking, there's an event, Standard Bank Top Woman event. It's a 2-day conference that takes place. I'm going to be speaking on a panel for women in like film and representation of women in film. And I'll be joined by 2 other ladies on the panel, and I will be going there straight after radio. My call time is 3:30 and I'll be on stage at 4, so it's obviously easier to get my face done. I've already had a busy morning. I had an appointment at MultiChoice at 8 o'clock, and then meeting, passed by office in Linden, came back home, getting my face done, then preparing for radio, and then off to radio, and then off to this event. We still have to figure out what it is we're wearing, because also it's quite hot and I don't want to do this sweat thing. The event's at the Galleria, which is the same place I did the Dettol hand washing event, and where the Unpacked announcement event happened with S3 at their launch. Yeah, the Galleria's done a couple of things. So we don't know what we're wearing. Deborah's doing my face today. She's been blocking me for a while. Playing hard to get this one. She's like, she wants to test how much Rilebkhile loves her. And while this face is happening, I'm shopping on please look at this. Is this not me? Guys, can someone please pay for my Shein cart? Let me tell you how much it is right now. Firstly, it's so full that I have to just put things in a wish list. So the total of my Shein cart is Wait, what's the total? Not all the items are selected, but I think it's 12,000 rands. Let's start a GoFundMe for Rilebkhile's Shein cart. Back up, buddy. So I'm sitting and I'm thinking, okay, I need to book 1 gig that's at least gonna pay for my Shein cart. Guys, please book me for your events, and you know it's for a really good cause. My son's wardrobe, my wardrobe, my kitchen, and all the other things. But today's going to be a good day. I'm feeling semi-energized. I've got a lot of work to do at the moment because I'm in the middle of producing an event for MultiChoice, and that's busy. After the event I'm rushing to a meeting at MultiChoice. We have to present some creative to the client. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting day. And before I go, I have to record a voiceover as well. So it's a busy day, an exciting day. Looking forward to the women's event. And let's have a good one. My makeup is done. I've got my radio look on, and I will change straight after radio into my next look for the event. So this event for Standard Bank, it's quite important for me to be there, like speaking at the panel, giving my time, because I am such a firm believer in just representation, film, television, media. And I know, being the first of certain things as an executive producer, as a series producer, it is important for me to have a voice for those that don't have a voice, for certain issues to be considered that maybe don't get considered because they're very unique experiences we have as women. Not just discriminations, but things we're really good at that maybe aren't seen. So I'm looking forward to that panel discussion. I've got my son's iPad just in case. I'm going to do some preparation. I'll have my throw forward with Clement on radio, and then get to the radio station, prep for the show, and then head over to the event, and then rush to the meeting. But yeah, it is important. I've been fortunate enough to have seen many women being in positions of power, in decision-making positions, many women at tables. Now we're like, how are we building tables that we now are the ones who are saying, inviting people to the table? So I'm looking forward to the conversation, and I know people will be joining live. I've never been to this event before, so it's nice to be in the lineup, which reminds me I need to post about it. So yeah, the theme is Rise Above the Noise. And that needs to be a life motto for everybody. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, man or woman, young or old, because noise is distraction and it takes away from what it is you're trying to do. There are so many times where I had to rise above the noise because I want the focus to be on my work, not on my private life, not on my mistakes. And I remember, for example, at the beginning of Unpacked, I was so freaked out about all the YouTube comments and the things people were saying. And then I was like, actually, I need to discern between what's noise and what's not. So you take it with a pinch of salt. You also listen and take a constructive criticism. But you filter out what noise is and you rise above it so you can actually get to doing your job. If you allow people to distract you, you're never going to be good at like what you're supposed to be good at. And I'm still learning. I'm still a student. I'm still growing. So yeah, rise above the noise. We have arrived at the event. They're running a little bit late, and I just found out that the program is shorter than what I thought it was, so it won't be a crazy rush. The hall is packed. I'm nervous, kind of excited as well. I'm looking forward to the panel discussion. I've already got my mom and both my sisters to log in and support virtually. So yeah, let's do this. I'm disappointed that I have to run after. I won't get to mingle with everybody, but work beckons and work calls. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Being an executive producer, you have a massive say, but you also have a massive responsibility. So what's changing is now there's advocacy in the room for women's stories. And not just women's stories, the certain nuances that come with being a woman in the space that we are in. I recall a conversation with the SABC where a group of women were sitting there as we were preparing to launch my talk show Unpacked. And I was quarter to giving birth. And they in essence said to me, please don't worry about anything. It's up to you. You want to breastfeed on set, you breastfeed on set. We're behind you all the way. And if it was a room of only men, that conversation wouldn't have happened. Yeah. We all know that that conversation wouldn't have happened. Because a first time show, you're nervous. You're not going to bring up the fact that, guys, I'm quarter to giving birth. How are we dealing with this? Are we hiding a pregnancy? We're about to do another season. It's becoming a flagship show for S3 that just recently rebranded and relaunched. So the way that things are changing is that certain conversations are now easier in a room where maybe an actor or a presenter was unafraid to bring certain things up. I'll give a simple example. When I have a male and a female host, the female must be paid more because she costs more to look the way that she does. I mean, it is as simple as if I have to go to an event, there is a makeup artist, there is a stylist involved. A man can wear the same black suit and you will not notice a thing. I mean, I don't care if it's one's a tux, like, you look the same. Whereas the pressure on us to look different, the pressure on us to look phenomenal, and then the pressure on us to be exceptional at what we do is real. So how things are changing is now there's advocacy in the room for conversations that may have never happened. Now we can comfortably say, actually, because you're on your period, let's see how we're going to switch this intimacy scene around. Yeah. Now you can say that to your intimacy coach. Can this man not have to be on top of me for this scene? Because there's a female director. Can I rather switch over and do something else? Yeah. So advocacy for me is so critical.
Wow. So how can we use this economy to empower women?
Can I start by saying it's too little? Let's start there. 4 billion rand is nothing. I look forward to the day where a client says, I've got an amazing budget, come through. I'm tired of the calls that say we have no money, please come make magic. So let's start at changing the 4 billion rand to 10 billion US dollars, which I think our stories are powerful enough for us to get to that point. But in terms of the upskilling aspect of the conversation, it really, really is a difficult terrain. Because it's very easy to say, we're going to have interns on the set, let's only make it girls. But there's certain spaces that have been specifically for men. Speaking of the Netball World Cup, we don't have female Steadicam operators in this country. We had to import her from the UK, right? So when you want to start saying, let's have an all-female this, now you have to say, where are the lighting technicians? Where are the AV and tech individuals? Where are the set designers that are women? So I think it is making a conscious effort to intentionally start placing people in certain spaces, because it's very easy for a young girl intern to say, I want to see what wardrobe is doing or art department. I want to place them in sound. I want to place them in certain spaces because there's certain companies that are very male, if not all male, and are still very white. So that's a difficult part, and I would say, I don't know if it requires specific schools, because it's like every time a person speaks of a school, get AFDA. Where are the other AFDAs in Limpopo? Where are the other AFDAs in Venda, in the Free State, that are saying, we're not just going to look at the directing or the producing abilities, let's go into technicons and create a department specifically for those highly specialized skills of lighting designers. Send them abroad to go and watch The Voice and Idols being done. And that does require money. So it's not just playing with the girls where they already are, what they're already interested in. It's looking and saying, these specific skilled departments where there are no women, what are we doing in specifically driving women there, so we can start to have that industry developed. And please know it is a global issue. It's not unique to South Africa. It is rare. You'll be like, oh, there's stunt artists that are women. But there aren't enough J-Lo films for there to be a J-Lo stunt artist.
In South Africa,
yes, there aren't
That's
enough.
True.
Even in animation, spaces that have been really, really, really big for men. Animation is such a new space where we can do such beautiful things. So it's a different kind of conversation. It's not just money. It's not just building schools. It's also reminding young girls there are other things you can do. You don't just have to be Carol broadcasting from the World Cup and being the first woman. You can be the one who said, I did the entire lighting design for that stadium. Because the time was short on stage, there's so many things I always want to share about women in the industry, and obviously the focus really is around empowerment and skills development. But I think one of the other things that I could have shared is that much as women on women platforms we're talking about what we need more of, it still is an opportunity to celebrate the things that we are doing well already. And we are quite empowered. I look at my different clients at the SABC, at MultiChoice, and there are women in key positions. So I really wanted to just take a moment to say we're doing really well. We really are. Across the board as women, despite how far we want to go, we are doing awesome, we are doing well. But that's the day over. The chat went well, it was short and sweet. What a mission to get through traffic. So good to be here. Till next time.